There is nothing mysterious about the foundations of a healthy and strong democracy. The basic things expected by our people are simple. They are equality of opportunity for youth and for others, jobs for those who can work, security for those who need it, the enjoyment of the fruits of scientific progress in a wider and constantly rising standard of living. These are the simple, the basic things that must never be lost sight of in the turmoil and unbelievable complexity of our modern world.
Good evening. And welcome to the 49th certificate ceremony for Massanutten Technical Center. My name is Kevin Hutton and I am the director of MTC. We are so happy that you could be with us this evening to honor our students. After a year like no other, we want to thank Rockingham County Public Schools, Harrisonburg City Schools, and James Madison University for giving us this opportunity to be able to come together for this graduation ceremony. At this time, I would like for each of you to join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand if you are able so. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Today we will be awarding certificates of completion to 301 high school students as well as 15 practical nursing students. Please join me in congratulating all of these high school and adult students on this achievement. MTC prides itself in providing outstanding training to the future workforce of our community. As you look through the program tonight, you will see that many of our students have earned an industry credential. Many of our students have participated in dual enrollment through James Madison University, Blue Ridge Community College, and Dabney Lancaster Community College. This year, I am pleased to announce that our students have been awarded 17 scholarships totaling over $40,500. These scholarships and their recipients are listed in your program. These scholarship numbers will likely increase as we attend our national competitions this summer. At NTC, we encourage students to become involved. This involvement can be through our student organizations, such as Skills USA and FFA. In Skills USA, our students competed in a virtual state competition in April. And even though there may not have been as many people competing as in the past, MTC continued to do well as we medaled in 10 of the 11 categories we participated in. At this time, I would like to recognize our 8 gold medalists who will be competing in the virtual National Skills USA Conference in June. Students, please rise and remain standing as I call your name. In architecture and drafting, Adriana High, post-secondary. In barbering, Juliana Kulumnik from Spotswood High School. In building maintenance, Dakota Albright from Broadway High School. In CPR and first aid, Gwendolyn Matter, post-secondary. In cybersecurity, Richard Geralds from Turner Ashby High School and Austin Danzy from Spotswood High School. In extemporary speaking, Aiden Hutton from Turner Ashby High School. And in firefighting, Blake Cook from East Rockingham High School. Please give them all a round of applause. Our FFA chapter has also been very successful through our Agriculture Production Technology program. We'd like to recognize the following students for their accomplishments. Again, students, please rise and remain standing as I call your name. We have 8 state FFA degree winners. Branson Custer, Grace Fravel, Peyton Fravel, Jared Hoover, Jackson Lohr, Heidi Miserly, Logan Miller, and Grant Thomas. Congratulations. We'd also like to recognize the current Virginia State Vice President, Austin Funk. Would you please stand? There are several individuals I'd like to recognize this evening. MTC is very fortunate to have a tremendous support from our executive board. This board consists of the board members from Harrisonburg City and Rockingham County, along as with the county superintendent, Dr. Oscar Scheichel, and our city superintendent, Dr. Michael Richards. I also want to thank Oscar Scheichel and Michael Richards for joining me on stage today. Thank you. We also work very closely with our local government officials, our community leaders, our business leaders, and the MTC Foundation Board of Directors. A special thank you to Eric Fitzgerald, the CT Director for Rockingham County, and Bethany Everidge, the CT Director for Harrisonburg City. At this time, would all of those individuals please stand and be recognized? We want to thank each and every one of our parents, family members, uncles, aunts, grandparents, everyone that brought our students here tonight. You are critical to the success of MTC. Thank you for your continued support, your commitment to give your child the best education. And we hope that you see the benefits every day of a student attending a program here at MTC. Students, please give these individuals a round of applause. And now the most important individuals at MTC, and that is our teachers and our staff. Boy, has this been a year. It has been an honor to be the administration team that works with them day in and day out. We pride ourselves in being a family, that we focus on hard work, we focus on loyalty, and we focus on the dedication to our profession. These success and accolades at MTC are not due to the people on stage. They are due to these individuals for their determination to provide each one of our students and prepare them for the workforce and higher education. They give our students the confidence to reach new heights and new goals that they never thought they could obtain or imagine. I would like for all of these individuals, teachers and staff of MTC, to please stand and let's give them a huge round of applause, especially after this school year. And now I'm excited to introduce our keynote speaker, Matt Lohr. You're getting applause before you even say anything. Matt Lohr was raised on a Century family farm in the Broadway area of Rockingham County. The fifth-generation farmer has spent his life serving his community and working for the betterment of agriculture. Matt served as Virginia's Commissioner of Agriculture from 2010 to 2013, and in the Virginia House of Delegates from 2006 to 2010. He has also worked as the Knowledge Center Director for Farm Credit of the Virginia, as well as managed his own motivational speaking business, Lohr Leadership. Matt recently served as the 16th Chief of the USDA National Resources Conservation Service. In this role, he led a federal agency comprised of over 10,000 employees across 3,000 field offices nationwide. Today, he divides his time speaking and operating his family's farm, which includes poultry, beef, cattle, row crops, and sweet corn. Matt proudly served as both Virginia State FFA President and National FFA Vice President before graduating from Virginia Tech in 1995. He is also a former member and chairman of the Rockingham County School Board. Please help me welcome Mr. Matt Lohr.
Well, thank you so much for that very kind introduction, and good evening, everyone. What a great pleasure and an honor it is to have a chance to be able to provide the commencement address tonight in such a beautiful, beautiful location. I want to thank Mr. Hutton for that, for the introduction and the invitation to come and speak to you tonight, but I have to say he was a little worried about me. In fact, it was a couple of days ago he called to check on me and he said, "Now Matt, I want you to know that this is a crowd that really likes to laugh. They like humor. And if I were you, I would start off with your remarks with something really funny just to get everybody laughing and put them at ease, because if you don't, they can turn on you pretty quick." He said one year we had a speaker that went running off the stage crying because the crowd got so hostile. So I was a little nervous, but I began Googling world's funniest jokes for 3 hours. And finally, after that time, I found one that was perfect. It was hilarious. He said it was so funny, it was guaranteed to make the hair fall right out of your head. Then I sat here tonight and looked around the room and saw there's a few of you out there must have already heard it, so I'm not going to tell it again. I think a couple people heard it 2 or 3 times. Well, to the graduates of this year's 2021 class, I want to start off by simply saying congratulations. Perhaps there's never been a graduating class before that has had to endure more challenges and more hardships. And when the history books are written one day about the coronavirus pandemic, they will no doubt include the resiliency, the determination, and the perseverance of our students, teachers, and administrators. Let's give our graduates one more great big round of applause. Now, I have a question for you. You guys just gave a round of applause. How many of you, when you clapped your hands just now, clap with your right hand over your left hand? Raise your hand up high. Okay. How many clap the opposite way with your left hand over your right hand, hands up high? How many are still trying to figure out which hand is which? See some confused faces out there. Well, I read recently they did this very sophisticated study about the way people clap their hands, and they concluded that the people that clap the right hand over the left hand are the great thinkers of our society. How many agree with that? Great thinkers. All right. They also concluded that people that clap the opposite way with their left hand over the right hand are the really good-looking people of our society. How many agree with that? I couldn't help but notice a few people out there kind of clapping back and forth both ways. They just think they're good-looking. What I want you to do for me real quick is I want you to give our graduates one more thundering round of applause, but this time, instead of just clapping the same way you always do, take a second and switch your hands over and clap the opposite way. Big round of applause. I wish that some of you could see the looks on your faces. There's a lot of confused looks out there. How many thought that felt kind of strange, kind of weird? Well, you know, one thing the pandemic taught us is just how important it is for us to be able to try new things, to form new habits, and to look at life in a whole new way. You know, almost overnight in March of last year, all of us were forced to reevaluate and make changes to the way we go about living our life. And for almost all of us, I'm sure, some of these changes were kind of like clapping your hands the opposite way. They felt very abnormal and strange at first. But the beauty of it is that new habits are pretty easy to form, and they challenge us to step out of our comfort zones and to grow and expand. And just like clapping your hands a new way, studies have shown that it only takes about 21 days of doing something a certain way before new habits can be formed. And the same is true in life. As the pandemic forced us to reevaluate and to find new ways to learn, to teach, and communicate, we were all stretched in our abilities as we slowly adapted and formed those new habits. And I feel certain that because of that, all of us have grown and become better people. As you graduate and leave here tonight, I hope that you will carry that life lesson with you forever, because life will continue to throw you curveballs. We will all face obstacles and hardships and challenges on your way of finding success in life. Don't be afraid to step out of that comfort zone, to try new things, to reevaluate, and most importantly, to persevere, and look for those opportunities to continue to grow and prosper. Now, another positive takeaway from the pandemic is that it highlighted the importance of our career and technical education. When our society stopped overnight, we quickly realized just how valuable our skilled employees are, our nurses, our mechanics, our farmers and agriculturalists, and so many other careers that are taught at MTC are so valuable to our society. And it was highlighted to our entire country just how important the work that you do really is. So many of these essential workers had to continue working even in the threat and the dangers of COVID looming. Your career truly matters and are invaluable to our country. And as a graduate of MTC, I hope that you will display your diploma with pride, because the skills that you have learned throughout your course of study will serve you well and will serve everyone in our society. We need you. Thank you for what you have accomplished thus far and for what you will accomplish as you pursue your career. Now, as Mr. Hutton mentioned in his introduction, that I spent the last 2 years working in Washington, D.C. for USDA, and as I reflect on that time in office, there were so many incredible experiences that I had, but for me, the real lessons came from the people that I met and the simple interactions that I had with people all across the country. In fact, one of the greatest takeaways I had that I experienced time and time again were the people. And each of us has an incredible opportunity every single day to have a positive impact on the lives that we come in contact with. Shortly before the pandemic began, I had a chance to give a speech out in California. And for those of you who have ever traveled, you know sometimes traveling is just tough. This was a particular day that I missed my flight, I lost my luggage, I ran through 2 airports, and I finally got to my hotel in California late at night. I went by my hotel room mirror and looked, and I started laughing because I looked so rough. It was just one of those days. But I opened up the curtain in my room, and I looked across the street, and right there was a Five Guys hamburger restaurant. Now, I'm sure most of you here have probably experienced the heavenly goodness of Five Guys greasy cheeseburgers, but if you have not, you have truly missed out on one of the finest things in life. It was late at night, I was tired, and clearly it probably wasn't the healthiest option for me, but I was not going to miss out on a good greasy cheeseburger and fries, so I go across the street, I walk up to the cashier, and I'm greeted by a young man. He says, "Hello," and he looks at me and he smiles and he said, "Sir, I can tell you've had a really rough day." Thought I must look worse than I thought. And I said, yeah, it's been one of those days. And he proceeded to say, I don't know anything about you, where you're from. I don't know about the stress and the burdens you're carrying. But I want you to know that all of us here at Five Guys tonight are grateful that you've chosen our establishment to have dinner. We appreciate you as our customer, and we're going to do everything we can to take care of you and make sure that that cheeseburger and fries that you have will go a long way towards lifting your spirits and brightening your mood. I start looking around for like a camera. I'm like, am I on candid camera? Because this is not the experience you have in fast food restaurants. This guy was clearly taking a page out of the Chick-fil-A playbook. But I have to say, as I sat down that night and I started eating that burger, I have to say it was probably the best hamburger that I'd ever eaten in my entire life. And maybe it was the fact that I had traveled 8 hours without eating, or maybe it was the fact that they put a few extra fries in my bag like they do sometimes, or maybe it was the cashier who greeted me with such kindness and respect. I was truly blown away because I learned that that was just a simple 1-minute conversation. It didn't take a lot of time, didn't take any money, but it truly made me feel like I was the most valuable customer in the world, that small interaction that made such a big difference. You see, my friends, our words matter. Our actions matter. The way that we look around and treat people matter. So I go back to my hotel. I get up bright and early the next morning, and it's one of those hotels that has the breakfast buffet, and they have the breakfast area with the sliding doors, and the sign said, we serve breakfast from 6 to 10 a.m. I look at my watch as I walk by, and it's 5:56 a.m. Y'all, I am not exaggerating this story. I swear this happened exactly like this. 5:56, the doors were open a little bit, the lights were on in the breakfast area. I walk in, and I begin to pour myself a cup of orange juice. When the door to the kitchen went flying open and this irate employee came screaming at me, she looked at me and said, can you not read? Can you not see the sign? It says we open at 6 o'clock and you have 4 more minutes. I said, well, I'm not eating. I just wanted to get a cup of juice. And she took the cup from my hand and set it down and said, not for 4 more minutes. And she marched me out. She was so mad, she grabbed these sliding doors and she went to close them, but she was so mad they bounced up and they opened up a little bit. So here I am on one side of the door looking at her in, and she's on the other side looking at me, and we're staring at each other for 4 minutes. Finally, 6 o'clock comes. She pulls open the door. She puts her finger in my face and said, now, go get your juice. And she walked back into the kitchen and slammed the door. Now, needless to say, that simple interaction, right, just a minute or two with someone, didn't take a whole lot of effort. It didn't cost any money on her part, but that simple interaction did not leave me feeling like the most valuable customer in the world. In fact, it made me feel like I just committed some kind of an armed robbery. But as I thought about that experience for days to come, I began to think that if I could go back in time and see each of those 2 employees again, I would bet a $100 bill that neither one of them would ever even remember who I was. The interaction we had was so brief, they would never remember who I was. But you know what? I remember them. And I've told that story hundreds of times. In fact, anytime I see a Five Guys hamburger restaurant, I'm automatically reminded of that experience that I had. You see, words matter. The interactions that we have matter. And so my challenge for you tonight is to look for those opportunities in life to truly make a difference. It doesn't take much. Just being able to give someone a kind word or a compliment, or maybe holding open the door for someone, because we never really know the simple acts of kindness. We never know the impact that it will have, or the kind of day someone is having and what that impact will be. You see, the skills that all of you have learned through your trainings at MTC will certainly serve you well in life, but the way we treat each other will make an even greater impact for the legacy that you leave. I hope that in life you can be just like the Five Guys employee, take an extra second to brighten someone's day, because you never know what they're going through. You never know what a simple, kind word or action can do. Mr. Hutton, thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight. It's truly been an honor to be able to share some words of wisdom to the 2021 MTC graduating class. Congratulations on your tremendous accomplishment despite the COVID challenges these last 2 years. I know that these challenges will make you better. They have forced you to create new habits, to stretch yourself. All of us here, parents, teachers, family, we're very proud of you in this accomplishment. And I hope that you can take the lessons learned and go out and continue to make the world a better place. Thank you, congratulations, and God bless.
Thank you, Matt. Obviously, we cannot leave without giving you some MTC apparel. So in this bag is a thank you card and an MTC shirt. We hope you wear it proudly, and we really thank you for coming tonight and saying some great words for our students. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
At this time, I would like to call Sandy Rinker, our Supervisor of Adult Education, to the podium to say a few words.
Thank you, Kevin. Good evening. My name is Sandy Rinker, and I too welcome you to this special ceremony this evening. It is with pride and pleasure that I get to introduce to you the adult graduates of Massanutten Technical Center. Thank you to the family and friends who are in attendance tonight. The graduates would not have made it without your love and support as they worked and they went to school full-time to complete their nursing program. To our future nurses, this evening you celebrate a journey completed. 2 years ago, you started on a road trip that has led to success and fulfillment of goals. You've experienced lectures, PowerPoints, group projects, getting up really early for clinical, and the new normal, online learning. The first skill you learned was hand washing, a simple skill that is now so important in all of our lives. You carried around books twice the size of encyclopedias, and you can now answer this question. Your patient has an order for a 1,000 milliliter bag of fluids to be infused over 8 hours. What is the correct drip rate for the bag of fluids? You know it, I know you do. You learn the answer to this type of question because you have been prepared by the best instructors in the field. Their knowledge, their expertise, and the love of the nursing profession has been passed on to you. Thank you, Ms. Carpenter, Ms. Dingus, and Ms. Campbell. During your time at MTC, you have learned many valuable lessons, not only about nursing, but about life. My words of wisdom are very simple. Always take pride in your profession. Never take shortcuts or compromise a person's care. Be a role model because somebody is always watching. Be empathetic, kind, and caring. And remember Florence Nightingale's words. Don't forget to do the little things. As a nurse, you will make a difference. Congratulations. I wish you much success in your nursing career. Thank you. And at this time, I would like to invite Mr. Dalton to the podium, and we will give the certificates.
At this time, we will invite each student to the stage to accept their certificate of completion in their respective programs. Graduates and members of the audience, please remain seated and show proper respect as we recognize these students. We remind you to please hold your applause until after each program has been acknowledged. This form of mutual respect will ensure that all parents and families will hear their graduate's name. Practical Nursing, Stephanie Carpenter, Instructor; Sherry Campbell, Instructor; Tracy Dingus, Instructor. Jada Trainice Carter. Catherine Monroe Clausen. Madeline Roseanne Cooper. Tiffany Ray Funkhauser. Catherine Lynn Hamill. Justin Lynn Manley. Amanda Elizabeth Mans. Nicole Elizabeth Shiflett. Heather Tomey. Cheyenne Nicole Varner. Tiffany Lane Wellborn. Danielle Renee Young. Rebecca Nichols Zulig. Agriculture Production, Eric Stockdale, Instructor. Branson Trevette Custer. Grace Catherine Fravel. Peyton William Fravel. Jared Matthew Hoover. Logan Connor Lawson. Jackson Milton Lohr. Heidi Mae Messerly. Logan Elizabeth Miller. Architecture and Interior Design, Kim Capasso, instructor. Addie Nicole Kale. Stephanie Renee Vaughn Campbell. Meredith Jane Charlton. Marisol Cortez. Irvin Gonzalez. Elizabeth Haywood. Adriana Diane High. Tatiana Jimenez Ramirez. Waylon Lee Messerly. Jonathan Gumsendu Fega. Jahaira Rojas Clemente. Alan Dwayne Solano Rodriguez. Esaiu Leia. Auto Technology, Jason Miller, instructor. Fidel Canas Galliano. Tucker Evan Dove. Justin Wayne Elliott. Garrett Hunter Friel. Isabel Marie Garcia. Dear Eunice Hadji. Bryce Connor Harris. Cameron Riley Harris. Alfonso Hernandez. Shayana Nakia Lynn Hudgens. Alexander Charles Holzner. Timothy Hunter Lambert. Andrew Scott Landis. Otis Antonio Lockhart. Jan Carlos Pena. Ramiro Trejo Shiflett. Jaylyn Page Seitz. Building Management, Jerry Arbogast, instructor. David Scott, instructor. Dakota Joseph Albright. Logan Tyler Grog. Carpentry, Neil Tucker, instructor. Jerry Critcher, assistant. Christian Alexander Hernandez. Emily Grace Jenkins. Isaac Grant Kelly. Colton Scott Ship. Dietrich Christopher Wetzel. Collision Repair, Eric McDormand, instructor. Jared Will, assistant. Ethan J. I. Emmanuel Franco. Austin Tyler Hensley. Colton Andrew Landis. George Leal. Berahanga Mojito. David Anthony Nelson. Danny Mason Payne. Alex Dominic Riddell. Riddle. Cody Garrett Roadcap. Trayvon Marquis Wetzel. Computer repair and networking, Buddy Ritchie, instructor. Pedro Pablo Garcia. Connor Eugene Wood. Cosmetology, Ashley Armstrong, instructor. Heidi Wheeler, instructor. Lindsay Lamb, assistant. Jeanette Catherine Alls. Casey Mirelia Ayala. Delgado, sorry. Caitlin Brianna Combs. Erica DeSano Montero. Bailey Ann Fleet. Sydney Paige Gray. Genesis Jimenez. Juliana Olga Kalimnik. Brittany Lynn Klein. Natalie Patricia Mendoza Pacheco. Madeline Elizabeth Miller. Kayla Nicole Morris. Madison Presley Morris. Paige Marie Parker. Giovanni Omar Rodriguez. Avery Divine Shiflett. Kira Lee Struther. Eva Mae Tobin. Nevaeh Jade Vines. Criminal Justice, Brandon Plogger, instructor. Rebecca Ulrich, instructor. Alex Basilio Mateo. Camden Waverly Boyers. Michaela Grace May Cruz. Madison Taylor Garcia. Lyric Nicole Lamb. Jackson Vladimir Lassiter. Gabriel Scott Legg. Jaden Lee Litton. Jasmine Nicole Munger. Corey Amos Orball. Yanessa Bianca Pacheco Baruca. Janat Imad Rafiq. Oscar Renteria Aguilar. Andrew Lewis Stein. Cindy Cecilia Vargas. Alexander Noberto Velasquez. Culinary Arts, Tara Roberts, instructor. Rachel Jenner, helping out. Filling in. Ryan Tyler Evans. Brianna Marie Gaylor. Brianna Joy Gill. Nathan Motley Hardwick. And Jeanette Isamar Mencias. Catherine Dawn Murky. Chloe Meadows Owen. Colin Matthew Reedy. Madeline Elizabeth Ritchie. Joanna Ashby Rivenback. Aaron David Ismar Smooker. Zane Evan Turner. Molly Catherine Wright. Angelika Yervena Yurchenko. Cybersecurity Systems Technology, Buddy Ritchie, instructor. Jacob Christian Barnett. Hiwa Baragi. Austin Lee Dancy. Zachary James Lee Hayden Gibson. Hunter. Okay. Hunter Andrew Hayes. Aiden Miller Hutton. Richard Bryce Gerals. Nicholas Paul May. Michael Jeffrey Robinson. Addison Quinn Shahan. Jesse Smilek. Cameron Michael Smith. Gabriel Antonio Vega Rivera. Ryan Douglas Washington. Annabelle Rose Wyvo. Dental Careers, Peggy Croy, instructor. Amelia Montesano, instructor. Shahad Walid Abdul Karim. Zainab Ali. Jade Elizabeth Armentrout. Brandy Nicole Burrell. Tasia Lee Faye Clark. Helene Hama Amin. Giselle Hernandez. Leah Mackenzie Hoffman. Ginger Lynn Judd. Alyssa Marie Kelly. Kenzie Grace Lawhon. Amy Lopez Sosa. Sincere Laki Macaulay. Amaya Faith McCrae. Katie Ann Phillips. Claudia Elilibeth Portillo. Natalie Page Rains. Emma Rivas. Sianda Ayume Milis. Sampson, excuse me. Briza Azenith Vasquez. Diesel Technology, Lee Smith, instructor, Richard Bowen, assistant. Matthew Timothy Anderson. Ryan Marvin Anderson. Jacob Forrest Cash. Jorge de la Cruz. Ethan Cole Dove. Brent Anthony Eppard. Noah Douglas Farrell. Vlad David Gadenko. Lane Robert Jorgensen. Daniel Oleg Kalemnik. Trevor James Landis. Alexis Martinez Anton. Dakota Lee Mook. Dalton Craig Pettit. Tyler Michael Rhodes. Dalton J. Stonecipher. Zachary Tyler Stover. Dane Arthur Thomas. Electricity, James Satva, instructor. Creed Marshall Combs. Connor Eric Dean. George Gael Diaz Flores. Zachary Lee Dove. Eric Michael Dumler. Trenton Thomas Hill. Kendall Douglas Howard. Richard Tyler Lamb. Darren William McDonald. Kemper Patrick Seaver. Emilzan Vasquez Acosta. Nicholas Charles Woodall. Fire and Rescue, Lieutenant Stephanie Brown, instructor. Blake Michael Cook. William Joseph Monger Hall. Amelia May Taylor. Health Careers, Christine Pearson, instructor. Rebecca Lindsay, instructor. Shelley Feldman, assistant. Anna Cristina Calistro Domingo. Jacqueline Castro Campos. Cristina Clemente Alvarado. Brooklyn Elise Collins. Gabriela Elizabeth Contreras. Lindsay Nicole Crawford. Pamela Anaya Deloach. Madison Nicole Floyd. Daisy Franco Guruscrieta. Etzel Gomez Martinez. Talina Gordon Panegua. Rebecca Natalie Hernandez Santamaria. Kristen Jean Howe. Jessica Renee Lamb. Mia Brianne Lee. Faith Ellen Morris. Daisy Lynn Obst. Caroline Michelle Paz Rodriguez. Trista Nicole Pence. Aaliyah Marie Randolph. Alma Cristina Rojas Robles. Stephanie Sanchez Rojas. Dream Lenasia Sewell. Anissa Yusuf Sharhabil. Alaya Tahis Velazquez. Kilindongo. Erin Catherine Williams. Madison Alexis Wittig. Heating and air conditioning, Derek Morgan, instructor. Thomas Scott Earhart. Chandler Blake Balger. Tristan Dane Burkett. Brandon Scott Corbin. Peyton Todd Garber. Evan Luke Hayes. Elijah Joseph Kirby. Aiden Alexander Klein. Jarrett William Lamb. Colton James Newman. Edwin Raul Rios Sanchez. Ariel Adonai Rivera Escobar. Aaron Blake Root. Kyle Robert Steeren. Cade Huffman Strauderman. Joseph Dennis Trotsyuk. Jalor Miguel Velasquez. Eric Constantine Bolodkitkin. Chandler Allen Wright. Masonry, Mr. Dave Suba, instructor in his final graduation after 19 years at Massanutten Technical Center. We will miss you, Dave. Mason Montgomery Balger. Ethan Isaac Pence. Veterinary Sciences, Lori Dameron, instructor. Jaden Abigail Brown. Issa Delise Bell Buckwalter. Giada L. Coppola. Allison Danielle Dean. Bethany Ann Gentry. Skylyn Nicole Gill. Jaden Esther Ruth Imes. Chalandra Alethea Danielle Jacobs. Maria LaDawn McKinney. Leslie Marie Mondragon. Kylie Grace Payne. Sable Nicole Siegford. Hannah Marie Taylor.
Just the three. Just the three.
Visual effects, 3D animation, Tabitha Daniel, instructor. Talia Lee Condre. Dylan Lee Ford. Kenny Gabriel Gaspar Pablo. Matthew Wayne Good. Nathaniel Caius Heron. Gage Khalil Cuban. Grayson Marcel Lawrence. Jordan Scott Phelps. Matthias Hamilton Ryder. Jacob Timothy Thomas. Casey John Walker. Welding, John Stover, instructor. Jacob Christos Benz. David Ray Bragg. Caden Skylar Brown. Patrick Allen Fedden. Patrick has been awarded the Jesse Haviland Memorial Award for welding, which was established in 2020 by his parents Jeremy and Jennifer Haviland. It is administered by the Rockingham Education Foundation to recognize a welding student from MTC identified as being hardworking, respectful, and trustworthy. Addison William Fulton. Casson Wade Gates. Blaze Malachi Hammer. Jesse Wade Haviland. Cordell David Lucas. Andrew Dean Mall. Jesse Colton McDonald. Kevin Omar Morales. Dylan Hunter Troball. Cortland Wheeler Wilt.
Congratulations to all those we have recognized tonight. You have accomplished a great deal during your time at Massanutten Technical Center. You have left your mark on MTC, and you will continue to leave your mark on our community for years to come. We are proud of your spirit, we are proud of your hard work, and we are proud of your success. You are now graduates of MTC. Your future is bright because of the training and the support you have received, and we wish you all the very best. Again, parents, family, friends, and staff, please join me in congratulating the MTC class of 2021. This concludes the 49th certificate ceremony. Parents and guests, thank you for joining us tonight. Everybody drive safe, and thank you for everything.